Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on Hawkeye, the new TV show coming to Disney Plus, starring Jeremy Renner, who is definitely seems to be passing the torch here. So I'm suspicious of how much he'll actually be in the show, but let's get into it. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. The links are in the description, all available at Amazon.com. Books, trades, ebooks, Kindle Unlimited is free, and Woke Stand Novel is also an audiobook. So, right here, you can see the kind of people who I think write these things. This is New York City. Does this look like New York City to you right now? Not to me. Not from what I've seen. Of course, I don't live there. I don't go there anymore. They've got Hawkeye going to see Rogers the musical. It's a musical about Captain America and his life. Because that's what normal people do, right? I mean, you're a normal person. You probably take your whole family to a musical on Broadway at, say, $500 a clip, right? Spend $2,000 to go into a city that's crime-ridden to go see a musical about a superhero. Yeah, that's what normal American families do. So the series hangs on the activities of Hawkeye from the movie. Remember, he went crazy. He lost his family, and he went. I didn't think he went to New York. I thought he went to various cities. I thought he was in like San Francisco or something. He was fighting crime and fighting all the gangs. And according to the trailer, he made a lot of enemies. And now they're all coming back to haunt him. And you can see here, just like any other normal American family, Hawkeye puts his kids in a car and gives them to a driver to send on their way. Because just like him, you could spend $2,000 a night going to a musical and then, pass your kids off to a driver. And yeah, it's all good. You got the money to do that, right? I mean, this is wholesome family entertainment, isn't it? It's really relatable going to New York City and spending all that money. And you can see the filthy, dirty alleyway he's fighting crime in. Oh, God, it's just, it's so gross and full of snow. This is the cleanest alleyway I've ever seen. What the hell is this? You couldn't put like one trash can in here or a dumpster or something? Anyhow, he's fighting crime and then discovers somebody else is fighting crime using his old costume. And hey, she's a super archer too. I thought it was going to be his daughter, but maybe it's not his daughter, or is it his daughter? I don't know. I don't follow the comic. I think it's supposed to be his daughter, but he doesn't seem to have the reaction of his daughter. There's a cool scene here where a guy throws a Molotov cocktail up through the window and he catches it and throws it back, and then he escapes, but he falls and then he hurts himself. And then he gets captured, and they're playing It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Christmas music, because it's all about Christmas. Apparently the whole show takes place during Christmas, because Christmas in New York is so magical. So magical you gotta murder criminals on the ice rink in the middle of Rockefeller Center. Because that makes sense. That makes sense. It's so relatable, too. I mean, you've probably been to Rockefeller Center. Very relatable. And relatable, too, that he has too many dangerous arrows, right? And she ends up pulling out arrows. He's like, no, not that one. Less dangerous, less dangerous. And then blows up a van, and then he's like, that was the least dangerous one? Ha, 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 ha. It wasn't even funny when they did it in the comic, quite frankly. But this is an original series, I guess. Yeah, it's very original. I don't know who it's for. And he says something like, oh, it's going to be one heck of a Christmas or whatever. I think Disney has forgotten how to make family comedies. Because normally it's about the family. But, okay. I guess you could try to relate to kids who don't understand what things cost, but it doesn't seem like a kid show when you're blowing up cars and doing all this action thing and fighting. I mean, it was pretty gritty when he was fighting those criminals, and he was killing them. Doesn't seem to be very nice. So it doesn't seem like a kid show to me. So who is this for? Is it for the comic book geeks? I guess. But you're replacing their character yet again. So I guess it's for the people who read Hawkeye, but you know, it was kind of a minor hit in comic circles, maybe, but it was also one they pushed very, very hard. So I don't think the audience is there for this. I don't think it was that hot of a comic. You know, it was, yeah, maybe for like a year people were talking about, ooh, Hawkeye. Hawkeye's new and improved and whatever. But some of that was from like the movie and turning it into kind of a snarky, hipstery type comic. I forget who was writing it. Somebody famous was writing it. So I guess it's based on that comic, but I just don't see I don't see a big audience for this. I don't see anybody going, "Oh, I got to get Disney Plus for Hawkeye." You know, there were Marvel completists out there, but now there's so much stuff. Right? There's so much stuff, and they're being bogged down by the same things that bog down the comics. Continuity. It bogs things down if you don't know how to deal with it. And you need really good writers to do it. You can't just throw in the continuity and say, the continuity, so you got to see it. No. This is what happened at Marvel Comics. Some people would just finally go, I'm not reading that. Oh, it's part of the continuity. You're not going to understand the crossover without it. Yeah, I probably will get it. Because then, you know, they did so many crossovers, it just wasn't worth buying all the comics. So people just tuned out. Yeah, there were completists who blindly bought them. They had so many comics they didn't even read them. They were old school comic fans who kept buying and buying and buying until their subscription box was so full they just go, ugh, I'm never going back to that comic book store again. I owe them $200. I saw it happen. I worked at a comic book store. I was a manager, basically. So yeah, I don't see a real sizable audience for this. I think it's just going to disappear on Marvel Studios. I mean, Disney Plus. Maybe if it was on a TV channel that people saw and watched it, but people don't watch TV anymore. It's different. It's different. This is not the way to market it. I mean, I guess you could keep marketing it to the subscribers you have, but that to me seems to be a continually shrinking pie. You know, is this going to keep them on board for another year? You can binge watch this in 2 days, I assume, maybe one day. You know, if you're right on the verge of canceling, that's what you would do. I'll binge watch this and then I'll cancel. And money's going to get tight, and none of these shows are going to be, in my view, worth keeping your subscriptions up. Just not. People are just, I mean, money's getting tight, man. And when money gets tight, you'll see the cancellations. Oh man, they'll cancel like crazy. And that's it for this one. Check us out on Bitchute and Rumble, News Blast, and Hollywoke Hot Take. We'll see you in the next one.